When it comes to creating meta ads, that's Facebook and Instagram ads, there are 101 different successful ways that you could go about it. Now, some people will tell you that this is what you have to do in order to get results, or that's what you have to do, that works. Now, what I'm going to show you in this video is what has worked for hundreds and hundreds of clients in the past and still continues to work in February 2025. Here we go.
Okay, let's go.
So this is how you can create profitable Facebook ads by yourself that's going to get you a 10x minimum return. So first thing we've got to do is create a campaign. You can see here you've got the campaign level, ad set level, and ad level. So the first thing is to create a campaign. Let's click the green button, create. I'm going to show you all the necessary steps, but I'll keep it brief as well. So we won't go into every detail, but enough detail so that you'll be able to create a profitable Facebook campaign that's going to get you results. Now, what we want to do is leads or sales. Unless you're running a promotion on your website and you want to direct a lot of traffic there, or you just want brand awareness, unless you just want those things, I would stick to leads or sales, unless you've got an app that you want to promote as well. But because we're doing service businesses, for the purpose of this video, we will click leads. Sales is e-commerce. You don't want to go recommended settings because Facebook does all of that for you. The settings that they think are necessary, and in my experience, they don't really work. So we always go manual leads campaign, and I'm going to show you what works. So all you've got to do is follow the steps in this video and click manual leads campaign. Let's click that now. Now we're brought to the campaign level. You can see here that you've got new leads campaign, then you click the ad set level and the ad level. So then you can have a look at each level, the different settings that you can change. So what I do to make it easy and manageable when you've got a lot of different campaigns, ad sets and ads is I like to start with the date. So it is today the 11th of February. So 11 Feb and then new leads campaign. Let's just call it that. Then what I do is I copy, and this is all just best practice. So new leads ad set 1, because in the future we might have another ad set inside this campaign, and then we would change the date and make ad set 2. Then in the ad level, 11 Feb, new leads ad 1. So then we've got ad set 1 inside the campaign level and ad 1 inside ad set 1. Let's go back to the campaign level and explore some of the features that are in this level. We don't touch any of this. It's really not necessary for the purpose of getting profitable Facebook ads running. There's some more advanced features, but they're not really necessary at this stage. I don't turn on the budget at the campaign level. I always turn it on at the ad set level. If you turn it on at the budget, at the campaign level, what's going to happen is if you have multiple ad sets inside this campaign, whichever ad set is performing the best, all of your ad budget, all of your budget you've put at the campaign level, say it's like $100 a day, and you have like 5 different ad sets, and one ad set starts performing better, then all of your money is going to be put into that ad set to the neglect of all of the other ad sets. Now, I put it at the ad set level because I might be targeting one industry or country or location with one ad set, and then maybe a different industry or location with another ad set. And if one's doing well, I don't want all the other ones to be neglected. So I set individual ad set budgets. We're going to do that at the ad set level. Just hang on a sec. So we don't want to do A/B testing here either, because what we do when we create the ads is we duplicate the ads and we change a variable at the ad level. So we're doing A/B testing, but not at the campaign level. So then we go either next, or you can just click here. Your changes save in real time. So let's just click here. Now, what works the best, hands down, what always works the best is instant forms. You can try messenger ads, you can try website ads, call ads. Website ads just direct people to go to a specific web page. In my experience, web ads, call ads, messenger ads, do not work anywhere near as well as instant forms. And most businesses that you see advertising are using instant forms. So that's what we're going to do for the purpose of this video. Now, things like instant forms and messenger, that means that people can either fill out the form or send you a message in messenger. That's giving people two options, like two calls to action. That sometimes confuses people because you've got to direct people as to what you want them to do. It's like, click learn more and submit the form, or click to send us a message. But this sort of ad, instant form and message, what that does is gives them two options, like fill out the form or send us a message, and that can confuse people. So that's why I never recommend using instant forms and messenger. Just don't use it. Just click instant forms, and that is what we're going to be doing because that works the best. Now, we've got a lot of different clients in here, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to be using Cavallaro Media. Now, make sure you set your Facebook page to your correct Facebook page that is added in your business portfolio. Because the Facebook page is where we're going to be advertising from. So when people see your ad, they can then click the Facebook page and they'll be brought to your page where they can see your organic content, your followers, and give you a call from there. Now you can leave all these like maximize number of leads, cost per result. You don't need to put a cost per result. We don't know what your average result's going to be anyway. So if you start putting like, I want $5 per result, that might result in your ads getting no delivery at all. If you put the cost per result too high, then again, it's pointless. So just leave that for now and let's see what your average result is, and then we can further refine your ads from there. Dynamic creative, I leave that off. So what that is like you create one ad and you can have a number of different creatives, like a number of different images in that one ad. If you're going to do that, you might as well do a carousel. So I do a lot of A/B testing at the ad level. So if you want to test 5 different promotions or 5 different creatives, what we do is we create the first ad and then say we want to split test 5 different creatives or A/B test. So what we will do is duplicate this ad, just go there and quickly duplicate, because then it will duplicate it without asking you, do you want to change any of the settings? Go quickly duplicate, it will duplicate it exactly, and then what you do is just change the image or video. And then you could do that 5 times. So at the ad set level, we've selected instant forms, selected our Facebook page, left these as they are. Daily budget is what we set at the ad set level. We don't set that at the campaign level. So say $20 a day is low. Make it something decent so your ads can at least get enough delivery that you'll be able to see that, all right, a few thousand people have seen the ads, we've got this many results, let's further refine it from here. You're going to get results doing it this way. Don't restrict your ads too much by putting $10 a day or $20 a day. If you're going to take it seriously, put $50 a day. Now, start date, always today. Don't put an end date. You can turn it off or pause it whenever, and then you can just resume it. Budget scheduling. So if you want to put a budget schedule, like your ads only run between like 9 to 5, or your ads only run Monday to Friday, you can do that here. And audience controls. So here we can create our audience. Now, you can target the whole country, you can target states, cities, you can target postcodes or zip codes, suburbs, or you can even do a radius. So for instance, you go browse and you could go, all right, we're in Australia, let's zoom in a little bit here. Say we want to do Brisbane, but a specific part of Brisbane, right? Say we want, you've got a business that's, for instance, in this tiny part of Brisbane called Kashmir, and say when you search for it, it doesn't come up. It does. All right, let's look for a better example. Kashmir, Queensland. Yeah, so you could do it like this, select the suburb, and then you can put either current city only, or you can put cities within radius, because it counts that as a city. But just say your business is in Daybro, but right at the end here. And you're like, just hypothetically, you're like, well, I don't want to target a radius around the entire Daybro, but I want to target a 30-kilometer radius around my home location. So what you would do is drop a pin where you live. We can get rid of that Kashmir. So now you've dropped a pin where you live, and you can then select 30 kilometers around your home location. So that's how precise we can get with the targeting. Now, you can either choose Advantage Plus Audience or Original Audience. Advantage Plus Audience is using Meta's AI to what they say is to find you the most relevant customers. Now, in my experience, Advantage Plus Audience sometimes works and sometimes performs extremely badly compared with Original Audience. I would suggest to start with Original Audience and then use Advantage Plus Audience if you're not happy with the volume of leads that you're getting. But bear in mind that using Advantage Plus Audience can oftentimes attract people from outside of your targeting area. So they might be 50 kilometers away from your home instead of 30 kilometers. That's just a consideration to bear in mind. So what we will do is switch to Original, click Use Original Audience, and then you can use either you've got a custom audience set up in Audience Manager, which is here, and that could either be people that have visited your website, if you've got Pixel set up in say the past 90 days, for instance, people who have engaged with your Instagram or Facebook pages, people who are from your customer database, if you upload a CSV file of your customer database, etc. They're custom audiences. If you're not going to use custom audiences, you don't have to. That's just for the purpose of retargeting. What you can do is you can do detailed targeting. Now go here, like you can change the age and the gender, like that's cool and stuff. But what's important is detailed targeting. So go edit. I always turn this off. Don't put that on, because what that does is reaches people beyond your detailed targeting selections when it's likely to improve performance. So what Meta will do is go, oh, someone 100 kilometers away is likely to want, for instance, you install blinds or garage doors, right? Hypothetically. Now, someone who wants a garage door installed 100 kilometers away is likely to fill out your form, so it might show it to that person, but they're outside of your targeting location, and Meta doesn't realize that. So untick that. Don't tick it. Now, we can target people based on demographic, interest, behavior. So for instance, if you install garage doors, you might look, all right, is there a garage door option? No. Well, what are people likely to be interested in if they want to get garage doors? Maybe they own a home. See, you can look at homeowner association. No, maybe that's not necessary. You can look at DIY. Do it yourself. People are usually into like those sort of like home renovation and DIY. They're probably likely to be interested in that sort of thing. So let's go DIY. Let's go home improvement. All right, home and garden. That's a good one. So this is if you're doing it yourself and you want to know, all right, what sort of things should I target? It's all about just searching terms and seeing, right, does Meta include that term? If they do, why not include it? So home improvement center, retail, be good if Bunnings is there. Bunnings warehouse, that's a good one. Interest. So now look at this. We're targeting, for instance, garage doors, people who might be interested in garage doors. You've got these targeting options, ages. I would say, all right, let's think a bit logically here. who's likely to own a home and likely to want to get a garage door installed? People who are older than 30, yeah? You're not going to get a lot of people under 30 who own their own home. So let's go 30 to 65 plus. Now you can see our estimated audience size. That's within 30 kilometers of that home location that we selected before. That's a good audience size, yeah? So all genders, we can leave that on, male and female. Anyone will get their garage door installed or replaced. Now, when you come down to placements, this is important. Advantage Plus placements, turn it off. Go edit, manual placements. Always choose manual placements. You know why? Because I was reading about this once, that, let's look here. Audience network. What is the audience network? It's a bunch of sites that are connected to Facebook and Instagram, Meta, that allow your ads to be run on. In the audience network, a lot of people set up spam bots that then go and complete your forms. They look like a lead has come through, and the details might be of a legitimate person, the person's name, number, and email. But when you give them a call, what do they tell you? They say, oh, I didn't fill out the form. It wasn't me. You say I've got all of your details here. Your name, number, and email. Is this your number? Is this your email? They say, yeah, well, I didn't fill out the form. It was a spam bot using people's details, and most of these bots live in the audience network. So I turn that off. I also turn off search results, because search results don't convert typically very highly, and also in-stream ads for videos and reels. I turn that off as well. And you notice that our audience size goes up from 264 to 311. It goes up to 283 to 333. For some reason, when we turned these off, the audience size also increased. Now, don't ask me why. That's a mystery. No one I know who does ads can answer that question. But since we know that happens, why not turn them off and increase your audience size? So what we've left on are feeds across Facebook and Instagram, and stories and reels across Facebook and Instagram. So obviously feeds, stories, and reels are the most popular. That's where most people convert, and that's why we leave that on. So now let's go next to the ad level. So make sure your Instagram account is also connected so that your ads will run across Instagram. If it's not, you can always just select what it would have here is use Facebook account instead if your Instagram account wasn't there. And what that means is that your ads will still run on Instagram, but when people go to click on your Instagram profile to see your Instagram, it would say, this person is not advertising using an Instagram account. They're using a Facebook account. So then they would click and be brought to Facebook, right? But it's good if you have an Instagram account if you are advertising on Instagram. It makes sense, and it makes it easy for people to go and view your organic content. And organic content is really good for credibility. So now we go to add creative. So you've got to set up your creative. You can either choose an image ad or a video ad. It's the same process. Let's just choose image. Now, the primary text, that's really important for really telling people about what you do, listing some benefits, telling them a bit about your business, what they're going to get, and then having a strong call to action at the end. Just for the purpose of this, we'll just write test. Now, headline is also really important because that's the first thing people see. Now, you want something pretty engaging. It could be some emotive language, it could just be some engaging language, or it could be like a promotion, like garage door installation. Where was it that we targeted before? Daybro savings on now. could be something like that. That's quite engaging. It says about what you do, the location, and the promotion. Something like that works perfectly. Now, you can also ask ChatGPT for some really engaging headlines. Just give it a good prompt, talk about what you do, and tell it the current promotion that you're thinking about running, and there you go. You'll get a good headline. Even use it for your primary text. You're going to have to make some tweaks when you use ChatGPT because it's far from perfect, but it does give you a good start. Now, description, I would just take the description like from the About Us or Services or whatever page on your website. So if you've got an About Us with a description of your business, no one reads the description anyway. It doesn't really matter. In my experience, hasn't made a single bit of difference. The primary text and the headline are what make all the difference in these ads. Now, make sure you put a call to action that makes sense. So if it's like a trade or service related business, get quote is a good one. Also get offer. So savings on now, get offer, or up to 30% off. Or you could put like garage doors up to 30% off, Feb only. Like that's another good one, really like catchy promotional one. And then get offer would make sense. If it's something else like a professional services business, like a lawyer or an accountant, or for instance, you might want to do learn more. Or if it's one where you're sending them to like a booking page, like a skincare clinic or aesthetics clinic, then maybe book now would be appropriate. So make sure that your call to action is always appropriate. Then we go next, and you want to search for media. So for instance, let's just choose one of my account images, or let's just choose this. That's a good sample one. That's just a random one supplied by Facebook. Now, make sure your image or video fits within the screen here. It's best if you use original. Sometimes it will automatically put it to 9:16. You've just got to bear in mind that if it does that, it's really going to stretch it out, and people won't be able to, like they would only be able to see this part of it, like the center. So you would just click original, and then it would fit within the screen. It does leave a little bit of a gap, but in my experience, it hasn't made any difference whatsoever. So next. So this is AI generated images that Meta finds may be appropriate to run as ads in addition to your selected creative. Now, in my opinion, these are all ridiculous. Like, look at this. They don't make sense at all. Like, maybe that one's the closest one. It shows a house, but it really doesn't make sense. So I always just skip. If you click skip and continue, then you won't select any of these. Enhancements. Some of these enhancements are all right. Just bear in mind that there are some hidden down here. I don't know why it doesn't show you all of them in the one screen, but sometimes it's sneaky. If it knows that there's one I usually turn on, it usually hides it and tries to get me to use the other enhancements that I don't usually use. To turn them all off in one go, you turn it on and then turn it off up here. Now they're all off. Now we can choose just the ones that we want. So I usually leave them all off, except maybe add overlays, but then you've got to go through and make sure that the overlays look okay, because sometimes they look pretty badly. Like that, it's all right. It's something that you could test. Now, I always put music to images. It's always really good. If you're using a video, I use CapCut to put music into the background, because you can't use Facebook, this ads manager, to put music behind a video. You can only use it to put it behind an image. So let's turn music on. Click that, and then you'll be able to see what's selected. Now, if you only want to select your own piece of music and you don't want to select the suggested tracks,
I know I'm
like
good,
that.
But I'm getting...
Like if you don't like that, you can deselect them, but if you deselect all of them, this turns back on. Then you've got to turn it back off. So just leave one selected, choose your music, select it, and then come back and deselect this. I'll show you how. So there's one that I always like to use, and it's called Paint Me Happy. Really nice one. So let's play that. That's a really nice one, really sort of like commercial, happy, feel happy sort of music. Now, let's select that, then get rid of that, and deselect the last one that was suggested. So now, the only one that is selected is Paint Me Happy. Save that. Now let's just double check. So we'll use one song from the one that you selected. That's the one. So now we can go done. Yep, so we've got our primary text, headline, description, call to action. We've got our media. It says you could get a 10% lower cost per result by creating an additional ad. We will do that. So you can just click X. We don't care about this image generation. So we've got two enhancements turned on, which are overlays and music. That's the overlay. Now we need a form. So let's go and create a form. So it's good practice to, again, start with the date. So 11 Feb. Let's go test form. This is just what we see it as. More volume is always good. Higher intent can filter some people out, but in my experience, more volume has attracted the best results, because the people that we attract through the pre-qualification process with all the questions that we ask, this is what brings the highest quality leads. And usually people are pretty high quality with more volume anyway. So that's how we get the highest volume of pre-qualified leads. So then we go intro and headline. So again, garage doors. So get up to 30% off garage doors this Feb only. Like, that's a good engaging headline. Then I would write, if you want to take advantage of this amazing offer, click continue below. There we go. And that prompts them to take the next step, which is to click continue. Turn on background image. It's obviously going to look better than that. There'll be a garage door behind it, but you get the idea. It's better than the way that looks, bland. You don't want a bland looking form. Same as you don't want a bland looking ad. So then we go to questions. Now, by default, you've just got email and full name turned on. I'll show you what I usually collect that works well for us and for all of our clients. So we go full name, that's what we collect first. Contact fields, phone number. So then full name, phone number, email. Don't make them optional. City, or since we're targeting a small area, what we will do is create a short answer question, and please provide your postcode, or please provide your suburb, even better. Then, which questions do we want to ask to properly qualify these people so that by the time they come to us and we give them a call, we know that they're serious about the job, they've given us the information that we want, and we'll already know about exactly what they want, and we'll be able to quote them on the phone in a couple of minutes, because we've already sort of come up with a quote in our head by the information they've provided. So short answer. Are you looking for, all right, even better, multiple choice. Which service are you looking for? Garage door repair? Garage door replacement, new installation, something like that. And then we know exactly what they want. When you select a multiple choice question, that's always the first question that appears. And then obviously ask for the suburb. You could ask something like, how soon do you need the job done? And you could either ask that as a short answer or a multiple choice and give them options like ASAP, this week, this month, or maybe next month. And then you sort of know their level of urgency. So now look at our form. We've got a headline, we've got the description here. Which services are you looking for? Please provide your suburb. How soon do you need the job done? And then full name, phone, email. That's perfect. That's all the information that we want, unless you have any other specific questions that you need from them. And by all means, go and enter as many questions as you want. We've got clients asking 11 questions, for instance, and getting lots of leads. So if it is a serious, genuine person, they're going to answer all the questions. It doesn't matter if it's 5, if it's 10 questions, if it's, it doesn't matter. It's not going to scare off genuine people. It's going to filter out the time wasters. So that's why we ask this many questions. Now, privacy policy, I'll just put mine for example's sake. It's going to need a privacy policy link for you to be able to collect information from your prospects. If you don't have a privacy policy link, it's common practice to just put your website URL, just like that. You can leave the link text, it will fill that in for you automatically. Now, you've got to put a description as to why you are collecting their information as well. So, what I usually write for every client is, we will only use your details for the purpose of contacting you. Like that. And that gives them a bit of assurance as well. So, all right, you're not going to use my details to market to me, it's just to contact me. Contact me about the job. So then privacy policy, we've done that. Ending. Now, there are a few ways that you could tackle the ending. You could go like, we appreciate your inquiry. You can visit the website, or you could send them to like a calendar where they can then book in a quote or book in a call or something like that. This is the way I have my ads set up. So, important final step. Please click. So I offer an initial consult. So it would be like this. Book my initial consult below to take advantage of blah 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 promotion. Now then we would put the call to action as something that makes sense, which would be book my initial consult, and then go to website and we would put the website link wherever it would take them for them to be able to book in. Now you could send them to a page where they can then book in a quote, but if you get your advertising done through us, we can set up that booking page or a booking calendar for you. And what we can also do is set up an AI quote booking or appointment booking bot that's going to engage with this person that fills out the form. So as soon as they submit the form, the bot will start engaging with them in conversation and try to book them into a calendar or try to get the details from them or really find out exactly like what they want. And we can set up all sort of prompts, personality, all that sort of stuff to give to that AI bot to really achieve the sort of results that you would like to get out of the bot. So now the final thing, do not forget this, is go to settings and change this to open. What that means is that if someone shares your ad, either on their page or shares it with someone else, then whoever else sees that ad from that person sharing it will be able to submit the form. If it's on restricted, that means that only people who are served your ad will be able to submit the form. If it's on open, that means that obviously when people share it, anyone who sees the form from that shared post will be able to click and submit the form. Now create form. Firstly, let's go and make sure that, let's go and double check what we've written. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, looks good. Questions are all good. Beautiful. Privacy policies there. Important final step. Yep. Now, we will go and create the form. Obviously, I've got to put in a link. Create the form. So now we've got our form. 11 Feb test form. You can see just how many forms I've created over the years. And there we go. That's our ad created. That's the entire process for setting up an ad. Then we would go publish, and for a while, for like a few minutes or up to an hour, it would be processing or in review for Meta. But then after about half an hour to an hour, it would be approved and it would start running, and then your ad spend would start ticking. So then a few cents or a dollar would come out at a time as your ad's getting more delivery. Then to get your leads, you would have to go into Business Manager. So you would have to go into the lead center in Business Manager. Now, I'll leave that for another video, but if you use us, let me show you. Inside our CRM, this is what would happen. So let's search for Cavallaro Media. We would then, for you, go and map the form and map it with all the fields. Then we'd set up an automation so that in real time, as soon as that form is submitted by anyone, start from scratch, as soon as that form is submitted, all of the details will be sent to your email in real time. So then we would add a trigger, and that trigger would be Facebook form, choose the page. This is the length that we go for your advertising. So it's not just about setting up the ads, it's about setting up the system. So we would set up the automation to have it sent to you in real time. So then we would select our form from there. And then once the form is selected, we'll create a contact, we would put them in the pipeline so that then you can go and manage your customer pipeline in this software. We'll create you an account in here and then send an internal notification by SMS or email. And we could then go and send all the details to you, like for instance, name, contact full name, phone, and then like all of these details would be imported from the form and sent to your email in real time. So that's the way we do it. And it's really important to not just focus on running the ads, but having a full system, like the systems, the processes, the follow-ups, getting onto them in the first 5 minutes. And the way to do that is by receiving the information in real time when someone submits the form. Not just checking at the end of the day, oh, who submitted my form? Oh, I'll give them a call. That could be like hours later, and that significantly reduces the conversion rate. As they say, if you get onto the lead in the first 5 minutes, you have a 90% higher conversion rate than if you get to that lead after 5 minutes. So that's all you need to know about creating your first Meta ads campaign and your ads, the form, the creatives, the ad copy. That's everything you need. And if you want us to do it for you, we're happy to do it. Just jump on a call. You can view our website in the description. I'll leave a link there. And if you like this video and want to see more similar content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Thank you.
Okay, let's go.